All right, here we go. So we have our fluoride ion and we have our lithium ion that was formed in from my last video showing how lithium ion got rid of an electron in order to have the outer shell, which the smallest shell can only hold two. So now it's happy, but it's positively charged because it's lost an electron. We have fluorine that moves to fluoride and now has a negative charge because it has gained an electron. And now the outermost shell has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons. Everyone's happy. Now, if these two ions are floating around in space and they're anywhere near one another, we have a +1 and a -1. They're attracted to one another because of that difference in charge. And so what will happen is they will form a chemical compound. They'll form a sort of alliance where these two combine. You'll have your ion of lithium. So I'm going to just draw, excuse me, sorry about that. I'm going to use green here. So here's my lithium ion, Li. So I've simplified quite a bit. So that is a plus charge. That is representing all of this stuff there. So now we have our lithium ion, and we also have our fluoride negative ion, F minus. And those two combine. And when they combine, plus charge here, minus charge there, those charges cancel one another. Suddenly we've made the universe happy in terms of forming a neutral compound. And this compound has a name. It is called lithium fluoride. Just like that. That simple. Now you might ask, well, what happens if those two charges aren't equal? If it's not a +1 and a -1, what happens if it's a +1 and a -2? Great question. So if that's the case, we might have something like, I'm going to keep my lithium here, Li plus. And I'm going to add a different atom. I'm going to use oxygen. And when oxygen, in order for oxygen to have a satisfied outer orbit or have 8 electrons in its outside shell, it actually has to attract 2 extra electrons. So oxygen ends up being a -2 charge. Oh dear. So now here we are. We have a Li with a plus charge. We have oxygen with a -2 charge. Obviously, 1 and 2 are not the same number. Well, the only way to make this compound neutral is to actually add another lithium. I'm going to draw it kind of weird right now. I'm going to put one on this side. So now it almost looks like LOL. That was not intentional. But now we have lithium, oxygen, lithium. We have 2 positives. We have a total of 2 minuses. And this is now a neutral compound. The name of this compound, I'll name it first, and then I'll write it the way that we actually write it so it's easier to understand. This is lithium oxide. Now you notice fluoride, oxide. When you have a negative ion based on an atom, so F or fluorine, when it becomes negative, it goes to fluoride. Oxygen, when it becomes negative, it goes to oxide. This is true of all of our negative ions, our negative anions that are simple atoms that have lost or have gained electrons. So this is lithium oxide. The way we would actually write that compound correctly, it isn't LiOLi. We write it as Li2O. That's lithium oxide.